What is up, beautiful people? This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Auto Skin Detail. Give them a follow on Instagram, like a couple pictures, show them some love. This podcast is also brought to you by Cinder, fulfilling all of your cannabis needs in Spokane. Visit them at cindersmoke.com and order your buds before you get to the store. Let's go!
Yo, I'm just happy to be here.
What is up, beautiful people of the world? My name is Exact Change, and I'm happy to be here today with my guest,
Joey Fray. And I'm
Slippy.
of Slippy.
That's
yeah.
right, man. The lead singer of a fucking really cool band that hasn't had a chance to really spread its wings yet with all this crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, with the COVID, everything's obviously locked down. There's no live music in Washington, and so we're just we're still forming and we're playing where we can. You know,
That's what's cool is that you guys have still found a way.
Yeah. So at the Hidden Mother Brewery, actually, for a while there, they were trying to find a loophole with all the live music thing, and so they've always done open mics on Thursday nights, and I started doing the solo stuff there, and so that's how I kind of got to know like the guys around there, Jason Perry, and
Hidden Mother, where are they at?
They're actually by the Viking.
Oh, so they are in Spokane.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're like
okay.
catty corner to the Viking.
Ah,
They're pretty
okay.
new. They're pretty new brewery.
That's
Good beer.
cool, dude.
Good beer. I'm a beer guy, so
yeah, yeah,
definitely
dude.
good stuff. But
yeah, I saw. So I think that the picture that we used in the promotion for this podcast was that picture with you with the guitar sitting there.
Actually, yeah, that was a Hidden Mother Brewery.
That was there, right?
That was the solo times.
That's cool. That's so cool,
solo
man.
time. So yeah, as far as what Slippy's done there is they were able to boot it back up, and we're a bunch of crazy cats to where we go with all of our amps, all of our guitars, the whole setup to open mic, because it's usually like just
Simple.
It's guitarist.
You're like, no, bitch, we got an opportunity here.
Yeah, using the house PA and everything, and so yeah, we brought everything that we needed, all of our amps, like what you see back here and everything. And
So it's kind of like more like, is that just gives you guys more control too because it's your stuff?
a little bit. I mean,
More security maybe feeling.
well, it's not ideal to set up that way because we can't dial in our practice or our set because like the first time we went, like the bass was just way too loud. Couldn't even hear the drums, which
Okay.
was outside. It was actually raining our first set. Which
Oh, and it was
kinda-
outside?
Yeah, so that's how they were able to get around it. They do like they set the open mic stage across the street from the bar.
Wait,
and
is
they
that
have,
the
like,
place we
outdoor
went
seating.
to?
Yeah,
That's Hidden Mother?
that's Hidden Mother.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you were there.
Dude. Oh, wow, man.
But yeah, it's across the street from the brewery. They have a little food truck there, and
Yeah, it's badass.
outside seating, social distance system sitting inside, which their windows open to look out towards the across the street, and we basically have to set up as quick as we can, because we got other people signing up, and
Dude, I
we
saw
have
you
a
guys
bunch of
just
equipment.
Just busting it out
And
there,
since,
dude.
yeah, that was the third time we've done it, and so by then we were like, okay, we kind of have it down. We know where to stand. We know how much space we have. Before we're like,
You're figuring
where do we
it out.
stand? It's
Yeah.
like it's like a lot smaller of a stage than you think. You
Yeah.
know, so.
And there's
it
cars
was kinda
driving
tricky.
through and shit like that. Like, there's definitely like some odd things that don't normally happen at a fucking show, right?
Right, like I remember we were about to start a song that last set. Car just blinding me, and I was just, I'll just wait till this car goes by.
And still not the weirdest thing that's happened in 2020. It's just like it just seems normal now. You're like, oh, okay, I'm getting blinded by a car before I do
Right.
my set. This is normal.
Yeah, and so we've just been doing those, and then they ended up getting some sort of warning by the city officials apparently, and so they're currently looking into maybe still figuring it out. But what's cool about them is they're the only place in Spokane that has figured something out or
It's been
tried
willing
to,
to
make
try
something
to
work.
figure something out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're fortunate enough to have that flatbed. I don't know where they got it, but it was awesome to be able to, get out there and get the the jitters out, because we are so brand new, and the only time we've ever been able to play, we're in the studio here, which.
So tell me about this. Tell me about how all this came about, because like you didn't have this studio, and like one day you were just like, because you've always been pursuing music, and obviously you used to rap and do a lot of that, but then it's just like all of a sudden I just check in with you, and it's just all of a sudden you have a fucking another apartment right next to your apartment, which is now a studio, and you got bandmates, and it's full of music equipment, and I'm just like, holy shit. Like,
I mean, it's been the ultimate goal since I picked up the guitar. Basically how the transition went from hip hop to being a guitarist, and being in a reggae fusion type.
I was just gonna say, what would you call it? Like,
we're about reggae fusion. I would say like a lot of the songs that we write ourselves and songs that we cover have like a little bit of reggae style to it. It's not like totally reggae. It's not like what you would hear,
more like
traditional, but more like
shit.
Sublime, more like Slightly Stupid. A little bit of funk and a little bit of funk in there, a little bit of alternative. We have multiple singers in the band. Dan, our keyboardist, he was on the podcast with you.
Yeah,
he sings. Ago. He sings. Yeah, he has a song he's singing. He's really good at keyboards. He's obviously you guys have had a lot of talk about music that podcast, so he's very knowledgeable.
Yeah, we did talk about.
He's very knowledgeable in music and in like structures and everything. And then our bassist also sings, and he has a really good I would say like contrasting style voice. He's a little bit different than me, but he has powerful voice. Really good bassist. He also plays multiple instruments.
Dude,
and so
wow.
Yeah, so those two guys are probably the most talented as far as they can play multiple instruments. They both can play drums. They both can play guitar.
Jesus, those are tough instruments too.
Yeah. And
I mean, all instruments.
I just play
tough,
guitar. We have Jacob, who's our lead guitarist, and so he's he knows how to shred all the solo stuff, and he usually takes the lead on a lot of our songs, and then our drummer Ryan. And yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah,
as
dude,
well.
he was he was killing it.
Yeah,
at that show.
he's and drumming's not easy, especially when you have different styles, like drumming to like rock and roll versus drumming to reggae is a little bit different.
Yeah,
and so not a lot of rock and roll drummers can drum to reggae, so that's awesome that he's able to do that.
Was that like an adapting thing with him? You think like did he do reggae before, or like
I don't know. I really don't know. I just know that him and I have jammed individually before, and so he's just a friend I knew from Seattle. I actually knew his fiance really well through the cannabis industry. They were part of a store out in Renton area, and I was invited to a Halloween party of all things.
Oh yeah, baby, it's coming too.
So yeah, it is on its way. And so obviously I knew his fiance from the store, and then she brought him as a plus one, of course, to the party. And,
okay, that's how you met him.
So yeah, they're dressed as hippies. It's quite fitting.
Like, I'm gonna like these guys.
But yeah, we him and I got along, and then they ended up moving to Spokane, and they hit me up, and so
whoa, dude, it's like crazy how things like come together.
Yeah, and like all my conversations with people always like leads to like, do you play an instrument, or do you want to jam?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started. That's how the Slippy kind of got together. It was it's just I just knew people individually, like Dan, for instance. So I was like, hey man, you want to play? Like I'm trying to.
Did you know he did music, or?
Yeah. Well, I used to work at Cinder.
I had no idea.
And him and I were coworkers, and so we were just talking on the downtime about music, and and him, Ryan, and I met up at the park, and we jammed a little bit one time. With Jacob, I've known his wife, actually. His wife's best friends with my sister.
Really?
Yeah, and so I've known him for a long time, and as of lately, he was actually one of the first guys to hit me up when he noticed I was playing guitar, and he's like, hey, let's reconnect, and we did. Him and I started jamming. We actually, would do duo sets over at the Hidden Mother. Him and I, and then
that's so fucking
so it's
cool,
like
man.
Everybody kind of like just it's like, hey, I know a drummer, right? So I would talk to Ryan, hey, you want to jam with me and Jacob? And then Dan got involved from there, and then Ryan's like, hey, I know a really good guy, he plays bass, he plays all kinds of different instruments, and so we're like, yeah, bring him on. And it was kind of funny that we were all supposed to like meet up and jam at the park again, and that was the first time we were supposed to meet Zach. And then it was a nice day. It was sunny out, and that was kind of what gave us the idea. Hey, let's just go down to the park and jam,
Yeah.
And it was spur of the moment. And so we get down there, and it was literally like a torrential downpour.
Wow.
It was like raining so bad. We were like, I was like, let's just go back to my house, my apartment. And so my apartment's not very big, and so we just moved all the furniture and made room for everybody, and Zach just fit right in, and that's kind of the beginning of everything. And
so it happened pretty organically, like things just
yeah,
like, you guys just, it wasn't a forced thing where you're like, we're on Craigslist, we gotta fucking hire a drummer,
right? Yeah, we weren't like, drummer needed or bassist wanted. And we're quite fortunate because everybody's like really on tune with what the vision is, as far as we all just want to play. We want to just play music. And
so how do you guys how has the chemistry been? Because I know it's like when you bring people from all different, a lot of times people have creative differences and shit like that. Has it been pretty smooth as far as like communication and like making...
I would say so. I mean, we're like, we've kind of grown to know each other a lot better, and we've and with the jam sessions, you kind of really like, it's kind of like just hanging out, just like with the boys, and so we've built relationships through that, and we've had our fair share of like, differences as far as like creative stuff, and maybe not even necessarily creative, just we just got to figure out who we are, figure out as far as how to communicate with each other. And we've grown a lot, since we started. And I feel like
a lot of bands, I feel like they've kind of, that just something that you deal with when you have more and more people in your group. So it's, I'm just like so impressed when I see like a group really just vibing together and like firing on all cylinders. It's just so cool, dude.
And and that's what it is. Just basically everybody's here for the same goal. It's just we just are musicians that love to play.
Does everybody smoke weed?
Yes.
Everybody smoke weed? Okay,
we all get down with the reefer.
So that's one common thing that kind of brought everybody together.
Totally.
That seems to bring a lot of people
No
together.
session does not start without that. We always, do a ceremonial, if you will.
Who typically brings the weed? That's what I want to know.
I usually have weed on deck.
Is there anybody that just
Jacob
usually shows
weed.
up just ready to go? Like, I got weed. Like somebody who's just like, who's like me, who's like, just makes it a priority as soon as they get there.
Ryan's pretty notorious. He comes in and, he'll be like, yo, I got like these 2 joints, and
Ryan, dude. I got to fucking link up with Ryan, dude.
Ryan's cool,
man.
dude.
We're going to do some smoking, Ryan. We're going to make it happen in the future. I'm speaking it into existence right now.
Yeah, he's always one that's like, let's get down on this. I gotta join, and and so I'm always pretty like, yo, let's smoke before we do anything else, because it just makes everything better.
Now,
speaking of which,
do you feel like you like to get stoned before you go on stage too?
Not so much. It just depends on where my comfortability is. Like I was getting to a point where as a solo artist, I knew where my space was, as far as like where I needed to be headwise, as far as getting stoned or not before. Like there's times I would be, basically it's when I first start at a new venue, or I'm like usually like trying to work on some new songs. I try not to get so high. Like I'm definitely, somewhat high before, but like there's times where Jacob and I, when we were just like kind of just messing around, jamming, there'd be like, not too many people in the crowd. It's like, whatever, let's just go out there and have fun. Let's get high and just smoke. Yeah.
Okay.
But,
I get that.
with like, with the band though, it's like, I want to make sure I'm doing my part.
You have a responsibility.
Yeah. And so I want to still be in that right state of mind. And since we're not like super polished yet, and we're to where, everybody's just nailing it, perfectly every single time, which probably will never happen. It's music, and
do you think that you do better, like you operate better not high?
I do.
Yeah,
I would say ultimately I do, but
I agree.
But there's times where it's like I like a little buzz.
And I feel like alcohol kind of, especially in the performing realm, maybe adds a little bit of fuel to it, right? Because you kind of get that like ooh, you're feeling good.
Right.
You're getting that
I do like a
courage,
couple
you're up there.
beers, 2-3 beers before I go on
Weed
stage.
does the opposite
Anything.
to me. Weed gets me start overthinking shit. I'm like, oh fuck, man, am I gonna remember my line? Like,
Right.
I'll start thinking about remembering my lines, and then I'll forget a line because I'm thinking about it so much, instead of just going up there and just feeling it and letting it flow, and like. So I found that, like, for me at least, like I can smoke weed like if I was on stage doing a performance and someone passed me a joint and I hit it and started playing, doing whatever, I could do that.
That's different,
But
right?
to get high and then to walk on stage and people are looking at you and you're just feeling all kind of weird, like that shit. That's how I feel,
Right.
when I
Right.
smoke weed, bro.
Yeah, and even with hip hop, I never really got too high before I went on because like I wanted to like make sure I'm hitting my syllables right.
I can only imagine you got a fucking instrument in your hand too.
Yeah, and that's
holy
another
shit.
thing. It was like, basically what spurred that on was, I went to a Revolution concert and I was like, I've always liked reggae rock and it was always like a genre that I was really into. And so obviously I went to a Revolution show, which they're like one of the biggest reggae rock bands right now.
Yeah.
And, they had Stephen Marley open for them and a band
Ooh.
named Common Kings. You and I went to Common Kings, actually.
I like Common Kings, dude.
Yeah. And so
They come to Spokane a lot, I feel like.
they do.
They did.
Oh yeah.
They do, okay?
Dude,
it's not the end of the world.
They were. Don't remind me. They were coming this last summer to the pavilion.
Were they?
Yeah, it was slightly stupid. I think. Somebody. I mean, slightly stupid was coming. But anywho, that show just blew my mind. I was just like, man, it's just like such good feeling. Just such good vibes with that style of music to me. And I was like, I want to do this. Like, I already knew how to play guitar. I wasn't like polished or anything,
like,
but
when
I
is
knew
this?
basics. When was this? This was like 2 years ago.
Oh,
It was
okay,
like
so
around
this-
my birthday.
And you
so-
weren't really playing guitar much. Like, you were just
Nah.
You had a guitar.
Yeah, like I even brought my guitar to that Revolution show, and I was like, I was super unpolished and didn't know much, and I couldn't even really like play with like and be confident in it,
Is it crazy to kind of like think back to like how green you were?
Oh yeah. I
Like,
mean,
that's kind of a trip, right?
yeah, and then so like I just started playing more like, and I really didn't get into it until like the last year and a half. So like still like a half year goes by. I started actually working with Respect My Region, covering reggae articles. And so I would go to different shows and then, all that just kind of just kept that spark going for me as far as an individual artist, and I just like told myself, like it's kind of what I should be dedicating more time to instead of, hip hop was fun and everything, but there was just something about playing a guitar and singing and,
Well, I don't feel like
know.
you have to abandon one. I feel like rapping, if you're rapping or you used to rap, then it's just like a tool in your tool belt. Like,
Right.
you can rap.
and I don't see myself abandoning it. And that's another thing. It's like with reggae, there's like hip hop verses in all kinds of different songs in that genre, and it's like I can definitely utilize that with what we have going on, with Slippy.
Because you guys
know?
because to my knowledge, you've taken like some of your old songs and then kind of like merged them in with the group, right? To play them and like make those songs. So now you guys are probably getting into the waters of like creating like that new, right? And in that you're finding your own, like, what is our sound? What is our thing? Where is our, you're kind of like carving in a lane.
And it's funny because we don't really want to have like a specific lane because music's music and we just want to play music that's fun,
Yeah.
for us and for
love
whoever's
that.
hanging out,
Yeah.
And I just so happen to like reggae. So the songs that I write are going to have a little reggae style
Well, you like
to it,
kind of like, it seems like laid back type shit. You know?
Yeah.
Like a lot of your stuff isn't real hardcore or fucking,
No.
it's just really like kind of storytelling, kind of like just happy, like, and that's probably why you like reggae, because it's just like that's what you put on when you just
Right. And so yeah, I mean, the songs I brought to the table, a couple of them, they have that reggae sound, but at the same time, I wrote a song that was like more rock and roll, and that was that last song we played at the set called "Might Be the," you actually came up to me
really
and,
liked that
and you
one,
were like,
dude.
yeah,
I
you were
really
digging
liked
it.
that one.
Yeah, and so like, that's not reggae. It has no reggae feel at all in it. You know, it's just a rocking song.
It was a rocking song, dude.
so,
and
we had fun
like,
playing
none
it.
of these are recorded. None of these songs that I've heard are recorded.
Not yet. We are in the works of getting one of our songs recorded, eventually an EP, small EP, like
because I feel like there's no better time than now, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's
with the smoke and the no performing, and then like it's like no better time than to just get in there.
And at the same time, yeah, you know, to like be starting up a band, it's like we don't have a rush to be somewhere, you know, yet, you know.
And when it opens back up, you guys will be ready.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we've been doing. We have practice every single Wednesday, and we try to just work on like our old like our songs that I say old songs
because they're already old to you.
I mean, we've been playing it for.
You're already thinking in the future.
Yeah. Well, we're like, I mean, what, 2 months already into this band, which, you know, and what we've put together so far is, you know, we've accomplished a lot, and it's like, okay, like we're looking for the next step, but yeah, when we you know, we want to make sure, okay, our songs that we know are polished, and those we don't have to spend as much time on. And then we're now like, you know, Jacob's bringing a new song to the table, and so we're all learning that song and putting our own feel to it. And that's what I like about what we're doing is like Slippy, you know, like like what Dan was saying in his podcast, that we kind of slip and slide out of genres. We not only do that, but our band members slip and slide in through different instruments and vocalists, and you know, we have multiple people writing songs.
So it could be like you're saying, like it could be like you're the lead singer of one song, but then it could be somebody else leading another song, and you could just be shredding guitar on that.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
man.
and that's kind of the vision. Is just like to, you know, if you have a song, bring it to the table. Let's make it work.
Just make the best possible music. You guys don't have a bunch of egos in this shit of trying to be
like, No, I mean, yeah, I'm. You know, I could say I'm a lead singer, but really, it's like, who knows? Like,
he's like, yeah, I'm a Leo.
Well, it's like, you know, we've been playing my songs, like the songs that I wrote.
Yeah.
You know, and so like that's so I've taken the lead on those songs. You know, but then Dan has an awesome cover that we're gonna do, and so he's taking the lead on that. You know, he brought that song to the table. We do a No Diggity cover. Our bassist Zach, he brought that to the table.
So you guys haven't really had a have you guys tried any type of like in studio writing session type stuff, like coming up with
from the first riff to the first lyric? No, we haven't. You know, everybody's kind of,
but you're still building.
You know, it's like, you know, and Zach, he's, you know, even since he plays guitar, he showed me like a little guitar rhythm part that he wants to make into a song, and I'm like, okay, I like that, you know. So, you know, I do eventually. I think we will get to that point, you know, but our jam sessions are on fire though. Like when we're just playing, you know, no like designation, no, you know, we're just in a certain key. And
have you ever guys ever thought about like just kind of fucking maybe just throwing the fucking camera up for some of us fucking people at home that are just like wanting to maybe just get a little sneak peek into a little jam session, dude? Because you guys are fucking just going after it probably. I bet that's a lot of fun to watch.
I mean, it's so funny too, because like, you know, how we're like, how I was mentioning that we do different genres. One of our last jam sessions, I was like, it like gave me goosebumps because we like somehow had this like Rage Against the Machine style like songs, like, or like our sound was just like heavy, like you know, just like with you know, and I was like messing with the pedals, you know, and I was doing all kinds of like crazy noise, and we're making it sound hip hop.
And you guys are able to in those sessions just be free.
Yeah, but it's like we feel each other, you know. It's like, okay, he's doing this, and you know, it you know, it all starts with the groove, you know. I feel
that's cool,
you know, or like that right riff, you know, and we just play.
God,
and
that's cool.
You know, it's
I'm putting this into the universe too. Okay. Maybe sneak a camera in on one of those sessions, dude.
Yeah, we can do something like that.
I want to like sneak peek in there, dude. I want to see a little groove session.
See, man. like you know, these songs come and go so fast. I'm like, you know, we did it, and you know, you get to a certain level of buzz, you know,
Where it
throughout the
starts
jam
to-
session.
Well,
or
there's
go
peaks,
high.
peaks and valleys.
And then it's like, you know, you wake up the next day, it's like, damn, what was that badass jam we did? Like, like I just remember it being so sick, but I don't remember. Like,
So I would say that just to solve that, I think that if you, even if you didn't go live, because obviously I'm being selfish and I'm like, I just want to hear it, right? But even if you were to just like set up your camera and just save it to your phone,
right.
so that way when you wake up the next morning, you know, a little hungover, you can go back and like check out that
Right.
cool shit you did.
Yeah, and I've done that, you know, but
Because this
we should do it like every time.
This girl Dominique, you know Dominique, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, dude, she will come over and we'll just vibe out, make some music, right? And we'll just be freestyling to shit. And you know, I would just try to go in and like write the lyrics down, like, oh, that's good, right? But she'll actually put the phone out and then just like hit record on her notes, her audio notes or whatever,
nice.
and she'll just you know, that way you get the cadence of the hook, the words, like everything. It's just like the best way, because then you can go back and literally listen to how it was when you were like passionate about it in that moment.
Right. And then it's like you hit that like epiphany moment, that light bulb moment where it's like, this is a sound,
And
you
that's
know,
when
this
you
is
wake
our
up
sound.
you wake up in the morning and you're like, what was that?
What was
I
that?
remember that
And
thing.
you gotta like fight your brain. You're like,
Oh, I
what
can never
was it?
remember.
Like,
I can never remember, dude. I'll try to like, even if like I wrote the hook down, I'll try to do it and the melody will be way off, or I'm just like, how did I do this? I don't understand.
And if you are able to recover, it's like takes forever.
It takes forever, dude.
Like, oh, there it is. Dang it! I just
So that's
feeling it
note
now.
to selves right there to make sure that we hit those, because we have the technology. That's the thing, that we live in this age where we have all this information and all this technology. It seems like we use less of it because we're just like, oh, it's just too much stuff. Like when it's like, oh, you know, there's a lot of these tools there's like apps and shit that you can do on your phones and like different things that I didn't even know were possible. People are like, yeah, you can do that right on your phone. I'm like, what?
And even like in like going back to the recording thing, it's like you could find gems that you maybe didn't see that first time around. You're like, oh wow, like I forgot he did it that way.
It's crazy when you put a second or a third ear on it. You know, you come back to it in 6 months and you're just like, whoa, I love this.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I usually like to record our sets that way, because then it's like, okay, this is how we sounded, and we've done 3 sets, so it's like, and even when I was as a solo, I like to record my sets, because then it's like, oh, I either did it really well that time there, or I messed up there, and so I try to, and that's how I try to evolve as a performing artist, you know, especially a musician. You know, you want to have like the timing down and everything, and you know, that's the best way for me to learn, is just watch myself, learn from my mistakes. And
what about like do you do that same thing in just like your everyday life too?
No, like as far as like
just being like, because I feel like in real life, it's also not real life, but in our day-to-day life, it's like a balancing act, right? Of trying to make sure that we're like being healthy and like getting exercise and drinking enough water and being kind, and then like taking information in that's like benefiting us, and like making sure we're taking care of our physical body, but then our brain too. And equally, like it really is a balancing act. And a lot of times we can kind of just float through life, whatever, you know, but then stuff starts to get a little stormy, a little shitty, and you kind of like, oh, what's, you know, it's like I'm not checking my things. Do you, because it sounds like you kind of have like a structure set up for musically. I was just wondering if because you seem like you got your fucking shit together, dude. You got a little studio.
You know, it's like
pretty fucking cool.
As of lately, music has been like a bit like almost a saving grace in a way, as far as in normal life. You know, especially with COVID. You know, nothing to do. You know, or you know, no work or whatever. I mean, luckily I've been working steadily, but as far as like, you know, what I'm diving into is usually just music, and that, you know, it's like either I'm trying to learn new songs, I'm trying to,
so that's definitely
try to
keeping you
grow as
occupied.
Yeah, totally. You know, or trying to figure out what the next move is for what we're trying to do. And what I mean by moves is like, you know, as far as, like for instance, when the open mic thing was available, you know, I was like, let's go do open mic. You know, let's figure out a way to get up there. And you know, the first time we tried to go, you know, it was the first time Governor Inslee said ban on live music.
Oh,
you
okay,
know?
yeah.
So we ended up like improvising and then
That's when you weren't able to go, and you did it on the porch.
and we did a port show. Yeah. So we just brought our equipment down from up here in the studio and we just played on our porch right in the living room. Right in the front porch, you know.
Dude, you have a porch that's just made for like live music.
Yeah,
man.
and
Just kick it sessions.
we did it right too. You know, if like a cop were to drive by, we were socially distanced. And this is when like the social distance is still pretty important right now. And I'm not trying to, but it was when it was like first like a big thing.
It was
you
a
know,
big.
You know,
big
like
deal,
you
yeah.
do not like you and I would be like way too close back in those days.
Yeah.
You know, mask up and everything. But I still do that, by the way. But anywho, we would have like chairs sit out for people who are walking by. They wanted to come check
Just
it
come to
out.
sit down
But
for
they're
free
6
to-
feet. Everything was 6 feet apart. You know, if my neighbors cause I have neighbors in this apartment complex, and they're awesome for letting us be able to play here with drum kit and loud drums or loud guitar and bass and everything. But we would stand social distance. We would have, just the chairs all social distance. But, when we played until, like 9 o'clock, which wasn't that late of a time, and our neighbors came out and
they
sat on their
they
porch.
Didn't say shut
and,
it down. They're
no,
like,
they're enjoying. One of our neighbors ended up coming through and he's like, hey, we'll be right back. And they come back and they brought us like a blunt and like a bag of weed. Like, dude, he's like, I'm from Jamaica, man. Like, dude, you guys are sounding good. And so it's just like,
holy shit,
awesome, man. I can get used to this.
that is fucking cool, man. And so, I mean, the thing that I like is that you guys, you yourself are just such like an authentic and just really cool person, man. And like
I
your
appreciate
outlook
that.
on
Thank
life
you.
and like how you.
I think the same about you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's you just like, and how you pivot, how you don't give up. It's like, it could be easy for somebody to have an open mic get canceled or something, and then you're just like, well, guys, come on, it's COVID, let's just go. You're like, no, like we can go do this on my porch. Like, what? That sounds crazy. Like, no, we can do this. We can set the chairs up. We could.
Yeah, and and the guys are all for it, and I'm super happy that every single one of the members are a part of this journey, that we're doing, because it's what I wanted to do, and I know it's what they all wanted to do. And I've spent a lot of time with these guys individually, and they're great people at heart, and that's the first thing. It's like, all right, we're good people. These guys are good guys.
That's the number one test, right?
Yeah, and
you can't get into anything with people that are going to be toxic or people that are going to be,
Right. And, everybody's just chill, go with the flow. We all smoke weed. We're all supportive of each other. They came to my birthday party.
Are you guys all about the same age,
they
or
were like,
is there any just younger or older people?
We're about the same age, actually. I mean, I would say the youngest member is, Jacob at 27.
Damn, okay, cool, dude.
Yeah.
So you guys all kind of have
And
the same vision.
He's accomplished. He has his own, he has his own business. He's he lays tile, for his occupation. Does great work. I'm actually working for him. And
do you guys like have are you really just doing this for fun, or do you guys have like a vision of wanting to like do this for a profession and really like pursue it, especially when things open up and whatnot?
I do feel like everybody's on board for something like that, for making it happen. They've already shown me lots of things to like answer that question, as far as they were, since we practice every Wednesday, and we were trying to do like the Thursday thing, like every Thursday, like let's just be there, and just play, get new songs hashed out.
And that was the open mic.
That was open mic on Thursday.
So it was like Wednesday you'd practice, Thursday you'd be there.
And they were, they're all like wanting to block off the time to make it happen,
So the dedication and the actions are showing you that, you guys are
and
kind of working towards being able to.
And we are going to try to record one of our songs, like we were talking about earlier, and
where does a band of so many people even record a song?
So
can't go to Moses Beats.
No, a little small. Even though shout out to Moses.
But
he's done some songs for us.
Yeah,
He just recorded
Beachside, man. We got Beachside out, and But,
Beachside, yeah, I bumped that at Beachside.
He's a hip hop. Like for hip hop, you can get in there and you record. But for a band, I mean, I don't know where else you can.
One of my longtime friends. I've known him for a long time. He was in a band called Flying Mammals. Out in Coeur d'Alene. That's where they reside. That's where they're from. But they've done like 3 studio albums.
Wow.
They have a great sound. And
are they still active right now?
Not so much. I think they'll play here and there. The guy who I'm leading into he's the bassist and keyboardist and lead vocals of that particular band.
Wow.
His name is Aaron Bertzel, and he actually recorded one of my songs individually, and we had a lot of fun. And he just knows his way around the producer board. He's a great musician.
So does he have like a studio?
So he has a studio, and I've hit him up, and he's willing to work with us or wants to work with us. And so it's just a matter of us getting
so cool, man.
Yeah, it's just a matter of us getting it scheduled, but we're getting geared up for it. It's going to happen soon.
Your network is your net worth right there. You connect and just all these people are people that you knew and you kind of reconnected with, or you knew somebody that knew somebody, and you're that guy, man, who's one thing I'd like to talk to you about is just your passion for like the live show. And like not even just your live show, but just for the live show. Like you met the Ryan, is that his name? The guy who plays drums?
Yeah, Ryan.
You met him because you just went to that party, right? And that's what I like about you too, man. Is you're real, like you out. You're out there. You're just out there talking to people, meeting people, opening doors, and that's what it takes to kind of have such a beautiful result.
Sure. Yeah, and I'm a pretty open person, and I wear my heart on my sleeve, and if I'm out to at a good time, a party or this or that, and I meet good people, I get to know them. Yeah. And
you leave an impression on them because you, like you said, you're just being your authentic self.
Yeah, and I find common ground in most people, because there's of course there's some people that you don't click with as well, but there's times where you can still help each other out, if it's like something of the same,
like if there's respect,
there
and shit. I feel like that's the thing that it takes is just a respect, and like you're a real respectful dude, man. That's why I fuck with you, man, because you're just
Appreciate
a real cool dude. But yeah, man, you go to like before everything got shut down, which it just seems crazy, like we're in a new world right now, but especially with the smoke, it's kind of wild. But you were at the Knit like every show, like no matter what it was. Like it wouldn't matter if it was hip hop, if it was reggae, if it was rock, like you were there.
Yeah
and like kind of talk to me about it. And I would come to your house at times that were late when there was no show, and you would have the TV on a show. You'd be watching a show. Yep. So it's like
I would have a live show at home.
When did you like fall in love with the live events and stuff?
Well, I would say when I first like got involved with Bodhi High, about 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, I've always been like into shows, but never really like was like, wanted to like never put myself out there to.
Right?
Yeah.
And did you go to a lot of shows down there?
No. I mean, I moved up to Idaho in 2008, and I was 21 then.
Okay.
And so
that's when
Coeur d'Alene, when I lived there, there were some local acts, like I said, there was Flying Mammals. They would do local shows every now and then. And those were fun. But it wasn't until I started working for Bodhi High, because like, and I was living in Spokane before I was living, either in Spokane, and it sounds lame, but I was either living in Spokane Valley or Newman Lake, and just never made myself go to these shows like downtown. And now I live a little bit closer to downtown, and I was traveling a lot with Bodhi High. So there was times where I would see an artist I would like, and I would have downtime. So
because you'd be in like Seattle area.
Yeah. And so there'd be downtime. And so I would just go to a show because nothing else to do. You're trying to, like just for me, like I'm the set. I just like to get out and talk to people and hang out and so I would just I would look up shows, you know, in the areas I was at, but also, you know, go to all the local shows I can and support the local artists as much as I could. You know, I've been to a lot of Exact Change and Matisse shows, Django, Indian Goat.
Dude,
you know, Kung Fu
shows
Vinyl,
the
man,
shit was
Lucas
really popping off
Lucas,
here,
man, Lucas Brown, Book Break Bounds. I mean, I try to support
Lucas
the local
Brown,
guys
man.
for sure.
That
Lucas,
guy's cool,
Brother
man.
Nature. I probably been to countless Brother Nature songs.
I think
shows.
Brother Nature. I think he moved too.
He did down in Denver. From what I heard, I didn't get a chance to see him before he left.
I thought it was like Wyoming, but yeah, Denver. That makes more sense. He was like,
yeah,
he had pictures on his IG, or he had videos on his IGs, like some crazy. You know what? It kind of brought me back to want to do it like the crazy like bus that you gut out a bus and turn it into like an RV. You know, and he's hanging out with some cats who got he's just hanging out with some cats who have some Savage one that's all graffitied up and super cool looking, but it's all RV'd out, and they got like little barcade in there and shit. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, because I remember my buddy Briscoe used to have one, and it had like a fireplace in there and shit, or like had like a stove and all this shit, and I was just like, what? And like,
yeah, they're nice.
Yeah,
they can be nice.
You can like
they can be
create
a pain in the ass
your
too,
own,
but
yeah. But man, like I saw, man, that's cool, man. Brother Nature is one of those guys. He's another one of those guys. You just see him downtown, everywhere. You would just be at a show, and if he wasn't on the show, you would just skate by you. You just be like, oh, well, you just roll right up to you. What up, guys? You know, nicest dude ever, too, dude.
Yep.
Fuck, man. I miss like people. I miss being able to go out.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. Is like, you know, I just miss the camaraderie with the local people around here, you know, and I'm a social person, so you know, the open mics were nice, you know, for just artists to connect and talk, you know, talk whatever, even if it's just like the solo guitar, you know, when I was first getting into it, you know, and just meeting the other artists, you know, that was awesome, you know, being able to like talk with my man Jason Perry about guitars and his practice routine, you know, so that, you know, we kind of like what was it, like iron sharpens iron, you know, type of thing. Exactly. You know, like you know, you need each other to kind of grow, you know, and it's nice to interact with people with different styles, different, you know, flavors and different backgrounds, and
just like in life, you got to talk to people with different perspectives, and just like I think that different is good. Like we got to get out of our.
I like to, you know, in life, you know, and it's not and not more than just music. I like to like take a little, and I'm sure most people are like this, but I like to take a little bit from here, a little bit from here, a little bit from here, you know, and make it my own.
Become a well-rounded, person.
You know, like. I'm not a jack of all trades. What's it called? I'm a jack of all trades, but perfect master of none. Yeah. That's me in a nutshell for sure.
I mean, I think that it's like we were just saying before. It's like in your tool belt. It's like, okay, I rapped for a little bit. I did this. Oh, I laid tile for a little bit. Oh, in my tool belt. Yeah. Like if someone's like, oh, I need to lay some tile, you're like, oh, like later in life, you're like, oh, I could probably do that for you for this much, because I know. Like, I feel like we can't let technology and the mass amount of information deter us subconsciously from being better and like wanting to grow. And like that's when you said that about your music and how you were talking about you guys want to grow and shit. I was just like, that really hit me, because that's what I want to preach to people, is just to always want to grow, because it's weird because I play video games. I'm a nerd, you know, and I'm still probably like 19, you know, in my mind, you know what I'm saying? So when funny. I think of life, I'm thinking of it like I'm a create a character, right? And I'm just adding attributes,
right?
By like, you know, it's like, or you see cats. I heard someone talking about this I think it was John talking on a podcast last night, or maybe it wasn't last night. It was with somebody else, but he was talking about motherfuckers will be, you know, have all the shit in Grand Theft Auto, right? All the money, all the stats, the Ferrari, you know, the penthouse. But then it's like in the game of life, it's like you ain't got shit, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, just like becoming better every day right here in the present. That's why I like the podcast. That's why I wanted to do the podcast, was because, you know, we're not on our phones. We're having a conversation.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
we've had conversations, I mean, on our phone, but we've had 2 hour long conversations just like this.
I only have a few
Just
friends
like
like
this,
that I
dude.
actually get on the phone with, and I'll look at the phone and it's 2-3 hours have gone by, and we're
It's
just
like, what the fuck?
yeah, dude. And
and don't get me wrong, there was, a lot of downtime on the road too. So it was like you were a good ear to talk to, and we always had like
you can bounce things off of each
yeah,
other.
yeah. It was like never a dull conversation. That's how like our friendship has grown,
Yeah.
It's like iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron, man. I'm maybe I'm a little rusty because I got that little orange tint. Maybe I'm like a little copper shopper.
Hey, I'm getting a little silver though. I'm getting a little silver locks.
Getting a little silver, bro. Damn, bro. Man, we're growing up, dude. All grown up. It's just crazy.
Yeah, but we're just growing.
Well, we're
up and out.
First of all, we're here. Everybody, we're here in the studio right now.
Slippy Studios.
We didn't even like really say anything.
It's like, did you notice a change of scenery by chance?
If you watch the podcast, you might have noticed it's a little different. But and this, I fucking dig it. I think this is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. So this is a studio. This is where we play. Normally, this is where the drums would sit. And then we have a couple PAs in here. We have each instrument's amp. We got an amp for every instrument, and we got vocals. We got like 3 mics.
Dude, and you live right next door.
And yeah, this is literally
Like, how
across the
fucking cool.
hallway from where I
Usually
live.
you gotta get it like an Uber from the studio back home, and you're just like across the hall.
Yeah, it's jam sessions are fun for me here because like I can just have fun and
Dude.
not worry about, because I'm a big believer on not drinking and driving, and so if any of the band members drink and drive, usually they get an Uber home or they get some sort of lift home.
You're my Uber guy, dude. Always stand ready with the Uber, man. I love that.
There's
dude.
a bed, there's a bed here, in case like one of the members needed to crash out.
Yeah.
But I ultimately, this is a 4-plex style house, and this is I rent the top 2 places, and I was just growing out of my own. Well, I had the one apartment, and it's not very big, and I was just growing out of my own stuff. Like I was buying amps and shit, just like
It takes up space.
just like everything takes up space. New guitars. Now I got like 4 or 5 guitars, and it's just things were just like cluttering it up. And then the person who was living in the apartment that we're in now, she decided to move out. And so, we have private owner, or what was it? Private landlords or whatever. They don't. It's not an agency,
like they just
They're just
own it
cool.
and just-
Yeah, it's like a cool, couple, older couple. And I've lived here for 3 years before that, and I threw out the idea, and they're like, "Perfect. That sounds good. As long as
And all your neighbors are cool, man.
as long as the downstairs neighbors are okay with it, and they're like super fine with it. They're like, we'd rather you do that than have someone else move in, because it's we have tight quarters, and so
especially now, people ain't trying to be next to people.
yeah, exactly. I mean, during
You
the
new
big,
motherfucker coming in, you're like, oh shit.
yeah, we were masking up, through those heavy times, but I've already been tested twice, negative twice, and I was, and hanging out. I guess I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but I feel comfortable around folks.
Dude, fucking explain to me this shirt you're rocking, dude. This must be some new shit because that person's wearing a mask.
Oh shit! So how there's like is new shit. This is a byproduct of Cali Roots. I was supposed to go to Cali Roots May 24th through like the 26th or some shit like that, and they obviously postponed it to. And then the next date was supposed to be October, and then now it's just next year.
Okay.
But I wanted to support, the Cali Root scene. They did throw a live YouTube session during that same weekend. It's obviously not the same because it wasn't like new live music, but it was older live sets that they've done in the past. And then they had this offering. And so I bought the shirt, and it says, "You can't stop the music." And I totally fucking believe in that, because it's musicians that have probably suffered one of the worst in certain areas about it. Some musicians are adapting and they're doing really awesome things, like live shows, over Facebook or Patreon, and they're getting donations from their band members. They're selling more merch. But this is how I want to support the scene of Cali Roots and what they do for the musicians, because they just bring a bunch of badass musicians together of reggae rock. Mm-hmm. They have some other
and
styles, but
because
rap.
of obviously not being able to do it.
Yeah.
Man. So you copping a shirt's really probably
yeah.
helping them
And
out.
so just and that's what I like to do with any artist I appreciate.
Really buy the merch.
I buy their merch. I bought them. I probably don't wear a lot of it. Maybe I want this certain size, and it's like, oh, this size doesn't fit me just that right. It doesn't fit me like a large does.
Yeah.
So or they only have a medium left.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I want to support you guys, but I want a large so I can wear it.
Or it's like, but that's kind of what's cool about a shirt too, that you don't even really think about. Like, you can get a shirt and just be like, oh, all they got is medium. It's like, cool, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna pin it on the wall in the room where
Never
I
even thought about
fucking
something
in
like
my
that.
jam
That's awesome.
in my jam spot.
knit them together.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Like-
See, I love it when people do creative stuff like that. When they make
think
like
that'd
a
be awesome.
coffee table out of bottle caps, or they do
Yeah.
something cool. Just creative.
And so that's
Hey. Football season's here.
yeah, go
That's-
Steelers.
That's what I was.
Here we go.
The Steelers just beat the fucking.
Seahawks kicked some ass too, so I'm not hating on that.
Who the Steelers just beat?
The Giants.
The Giants. That's right.
Ben Roethlisberger rushed for more yards than Saquon Barkley did.
Wow. Roethlisberger's still getting after it, dude.
He is, man. He looked good. He I mean, at first he didn't, but he hadn't played all last year. He is getting old. He's 38. I'm not gonna lie.
38. I mean, it's just
38.
I guess that's probably old for being getting hit for like 10 years.
So this is it. He looked better than Tom Brady did.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's a little bit older, but he's like 42.
Good. It was.
But
I like the Buccaneers, man. I'm not even tripping, dude. When I was
no, I like what they got going on. It was just, I'm not like poking fun at Tom Brady, but it was a change of pace.
Please poke fun at Tom Brady. I fucking hate the Patriots.
nice change of pace. Being a Steelers fan, Tom Brady's been our Achilles heel in many of the AFC Championship games.
God, they've just tortured some teams, and what they did to us in the fucking Super Bowl, bro, it was just terrible.
They jumped the route. I was listening to something like not too long ago about that. They were like, that guy knew what he was. Bill Belichick somehow told him, if they ever line up in this formation, don't always expect run, except they may pass. So it was Bill Belichick setting up that Butler guy to jump the route.
God,
but
dude.
you still give it to Marshawn. Come on, beast mode.
And nobody gives. It's crazy how you never really give the coach credit. You always give the player credit, but like you're saying, when the coach is like managing that.
Well, coaches play a big part. They time management is huge. If you don't call the timeout the right time, or like, who was it the other night? The Cowboys. They had an opportunity to tie the game. Mm-hmm. It was like a short field goal. It was 4th and 4.
Who was it? The Cowboys
late in the fourth quarter. They were playing the Rams.
The Rams. That's
it was late in the fourth quarter, and they decided to go for it, and they didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there was still time for them to get the ball back and try again, but that's like a strategy. It's like, just kick the field goal.
Yeah,
it makes your defense feel better.
Because you just got some points on the board.
Points,
yeah. A little momentum.
It's like, if they score a touchdown, all you have to do is score a touchdown again. You don't have to score twice.
Yeah.
If you don't get it. Anyways,
how long have you been a Steelers fan for?
Since Cordell Stewart. Since Cordell Stewart. That was like 1996.
I don't know who that is.
Huh?
Cordell Stewart.
Cordell Stewart was the first like Lamar Jackson I could probably put into layman's terms.
Okay,
yeah.
So he's a quarterback.
They called him Slash because he was wide receiver, kickoff return or punt returner. Was it? Yeah, it was. I wasn't sure if it was kickoff or punt returner, but I think it was punt returner, and he played quarterback. And then later on in his career, he became a quarterback.
So he was
a running
lot?
quarterback. Yeah, he was a running quarterback, and he was phenomenal. And my first name is Cordell Stewart. Cordell Joseph Fray. Hey, have another bong hit. My first name is Cordell, and so I go. I think we talked about this last time I was on the podcast. Now
So when you were a kid, you were like, "Dude, that guy's got my name." And he's badass.
So yep, it was exactly it. I was like, he has my name. He's badass. And then my dad had, like a VHS of like old Super Bowls, and
Really?
it only went up to like 1990 because that's how old the VHS was.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I watched it, and saw the reign of them in the 70s, and kind of was like,
Kind of just
that's my
sold you,
team.
like, that's my team.
It's my team, Cordell.
Even though
Stewart.
you're from California and you live in Washington.
It was so random, yeah. I mean, I'm a Lakers fan as far as basketball goes. I'm not a big basketball fan, but I'm a Mariners fan. I grew up liking Ken Griffey Jr. Even in California, he was the man.
Really?
What's
Even
that?
in California, you
When I was living in
Ken Griffey Jr.?
California, yeah, I was like diving on my grandma's waterbed, like bouncing tennis balls off her wall and trying to be like Griffey.
Yeah, bro.
Diving after shit. I actually had his like remember he had that 6-finger glove?
Yeah.
It was like it had the fingers and it had that one web in the middle.
Yeah.
It's called the 6-finger. I had one of those
Really?
when I was growing up, yeah. Or it was an actual legit
Dude,
glove, but I played baseball,
I was the biggest Ken Griffey Jr. fan, dude.
Yeah.
Like posters on the walls. Like I was just like, man, this dude's a fucking hero.
I still got some Griffey memorabilia from back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's in the basement right now. I need to hang it up.
Dude, the Mariners are doing pretty good right now too. Honestly, did you
I've totally lost track.
some guy, I can't remember what the kid's name is, but whoever was playing, he was playing outfield and he did some Griffey-esque.
I saw that not
robbed
too
a
long
home
ago
run.
too.
Did you
Yeah, I saw that highlight on a Facebook feed thing.
Killed it.
Yeah,
And,
they put it alongside Ken Griffey's famous like wall grab because it was like just as high in the same area of the field. It was just like elbow over the fence.
just the
like,
camera quality is like a lot better now.
True.
Because his was like the 90s. It was just
Right.
like kind of foggy a little bit. Dude, it's
He still had the high brim, the hair coming out the back in those days.
Dude. Sometimes I just yearn for those old days again, man. Because when you're in these days, especially in 2020, you feel like any other time was simpler.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just like, wow. Okay, we're just rolling with the punches right now at this point, man. We're just like, what else you got? Let's go. Throw it out there, man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously 2020 has been the craziest. Everybody was looking super forward to it, and it's just been a snowball ever since. And the fires are just like another icing. It's like icing. I wouldn't say icing on the cake, but it's like it's kind of devastating what's going on with these fires too. It's like
crazy, man.
It's
And that's our thing, right? Like there's hurricanes down in, Louisiana and the Gulf of Mexico and stuff. And, over in the flatlands, you get the tornadoes, and in California, you get earthquakes, and in the Northwest, it's like we don't get a lot. Like we're pretty blessed, people just bitch about the rain and stuff, but everybody wants some rain right now. Like we could all go for some rain, I think. So we should just, one thing that I like to tell people is like, just don't forget to slow down and just like appreciate like where we're at in the time right now, because in the future you might look back and this moment right now, us doing a podcast together, might be that real fond memory that we have, so it's like we should just really appreciate just right now. I think we've all seen like how quick, I mean, I'm trying to get dark or anything, but like when you wake up, like you just think, you just never know what's going to happen, and we see the stories every day when you have Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, and you're seeing the things that are happening all around the world, and it's like, let's just really appreciate, really be kind to the people around us, and really treat people right, have respect, be open too. That's another thing. It's like speak your mind, like say something. If you got something to say that shit.
Yeah,
like, get it out there. Like don't be like, oh, I wish I would have said that. Like,
yeah, I mean, even if it's like something that has been on your mind or bugging you, something that you need a friend for, like, always reach out to people, and
That's the thing. Just reach out, man.
Yeah.
Just, if it's hard for you to do, because not everybody's like as good at it as other people, like
Sure.
do it. Like reach out. Just because, man, sometimes I think we all need to get better at reaching out. Just reaching out to our friends and just sending that little thing. Like
hey,
a lot of times,
thought about you. Like there's times where you do think about people, and it's like, just how long does it take for 5 seconds? Say, hey man, hope you're doing good, man. Thought about you today,
dude. And it probably, like, if they're having a shitty day, all of a sudden makes them like, oh man, like fucking cool. Hey dude, what up, dude? You wanna da 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 da? Like all of a sudden that might become something, or maybe you just help them out, and it makes you feel good to just like, man. And I do that with my relatives too, because a lot of times I don't physically see them, especially during these times. So if I'm thinking about them, I'm just like, dude, pick up the phone. Like, what do you mean you don't have time? What is this? Come on, like these are
I know, yeah. My dad's notorious for that. It's like, he's like, have you heard from Bree, who's my sister? I haven't heard from her. And it's like, why don't you call her? Like, give her a call.
Like, you're texting me.
It's like, I mean, I actually keep a pretty solid relationship with my parents. With both of them. But for some, my dad lives in California.
Have they like heard your music or?
Oh yeah, my dad's really supportive with that. And my mom is as well. She's not like my dad is more like, he's gonna grab my YouTube video and share it, or he'll like share, like, and it's funny when he does it too. He'll be like, he'll like share, like sometimes I'll post like me playing just acoustically by myself, at a certain show or whatever, or set, and he'll just say something like, follow your dreams. And he'll share it.
That's what's up, man. Dude, see, we need more cool dads like that out there, man. Just being supportive of their kids. And it's actually crazy how much you and your dad just look so much alike.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Insane.
My sister and I have been mistaken for twins multiple times.
Yeah, you guys look a lot alike, too.
It probably doesn't help that I got long hair now.
That's true.
She's like, you need a trim.
You've been really growing it out, dude. I remember when it was, you had it shaved. It was like shaved, and then you had like the little
zigzags.
Bun. Yeah, the zigzags.
The
we
zags.
were at Bellingham doing that.
Yeah, we were dropping.
No, we actually went up there and did a little event.
Yeah, and that was the same time. That was 7/10. It was the same day that Honey Baby dropped.
Yes, it was. That's right.
And I should have had them bump it. I was like, because they're like, so we were at this like cannabis event, to fill everybody in. We were at this cannabis event in Bellingham. And we're serving dabs and just being present at this awesome party. And it was the same day that my song dropped, Honey Baby.
That was your first single, right?
First, yeah. First, like legit,
single.
like had like a music video and everything. Like the video, the song dropped on the same day. And a friend of mine, she's like, "Do you want to throw it on you want to give it to the DJ? You want him to play it?" And I was trying to be modest. I'm like, nah, it's okay, but
I get it.
I should have been like, fucking jam that shit.
See, and that's when you when you have a manager or somebody that can help you with those kind of things, because as an artist, you're not really equipped to make that decision, right? At that time, especially because you're just like, well, man, I'm not trying to be like fucking cool guy, like playing this fucking song at the thing.
Exactly. That was kind of the thing I was also too. I was like, hey, look at me. It's my song.
Yeah.
Or like
artists,
listen to this shit.
We feel weird about our shit because it's just like we made it because we love it and we're having fun and we're expressing ourselves, but we don't want to come across like, oh, I'm doing this because I'm gonna throw it in your face.
Yeah, you're not trying to be that guy. You know,
you don't want to be that
like
guy.
there are people that will do that, and it's a little obnoxious though.
It is obnoxious.
It's like, yo, like your song's not even that good, and I don't,
It better be
it's
good.
like it better be fire, and it's like if they're gonna be like that, yeah, you're right. It
If you're gonna
better
hype
be
me, because how long?
It
have
better
we-
be like Beachside or something.
Ooh.
B-side,
how long
dude.
had how long has street dealers been doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like street dealers forever have been like, I got the word fire just gets thrown around left and right. Oh, I got some fire, and then you come through and you're like, this is regular weed. They're like, no man,
Bro, you
it's
barely
fire.
got an ember.
Yeah, it's just and it's all. everything is fire. Like, it's just like fire used to be a word that would be to, separate something that was exotic and like, whoa, something that, whoa, what is that you smelled it? Wow, what is going on?
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, I got that flame, bro. I got that fuegity come through. I got that fire.
Get that
got
reg.
that good stuff. Yeah, nobody wants to say, oh, I got that original. I got that they got that original.
Run of the mill.
I got that. I got I got Snickle Fritz.
Snickle Fritz. It's like, did you give that guy the Pineapple Express? No, I gave him Snickle Fritz. Fuck that guy.
And check it out,
I watched that movie the other day. It was funny.
Pineapple Express on Netflix. Go check that shit out. I just saw Seth Rogen said it's on Netflix, and you need to watch it like it was intended to be watched on your couch, stoned, like eating munchies.
That's what it was. I think I was eating sour Skittles.
Oh, dude,
So
I've been on.
good.
That's
Those are
funny you say
dangerous.
that. I've been on a. So there's two things I've been on lately. One of them has been getting hurricanes,
Hurricane.
and that is
I thought hurricane season was over.
No, it's in full force, baby. It's in full force, and that is the delicious blended ice cream treat that would be a McFlurry or a Blizzard, but you get it at Zips, and it's their fucking Blizzard basically.
Okay.
And they got Reese's. They got, I can't remember. I just get Reese's. That's all I remember. I got Reese's.
Yeah.
Reese's Butterfinger, or something else.
Peanut butter
And
cup.
oh my god, those are so good. And then I've been on a Skittle kick. Just grab a couple bags of Skittles. I see they're like 89 cents at the gas station. Like Skittles, 89 cents.
Yeah. The sour ones though. Those are the ones
sour ones
I
are
love,
so good.
dude. I love the sour ones. And for some reason I like the regular Skittles too. Don't get me wrong, but
So you like
The
really
sour
sour
ones.
stuff?
I can like from time to
Warheads,
time.
Crybabies?
Not Warhead. That's like that is just like
pucker.
that's like if you want. Yeah, those are little like the face that's on the emblem
Yeah.
is
Crybaby.
exactly me. Like when but like Sour Patch Kids,
Oh,
super fire.
what about like spicy food? You like spicy food?
Oh yeah. I get down with spicy food.
Me too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Spicy.
Always got a bottle of sriracha in the fridge. Tapatio.
Tapatio, man. That's my go-to, dude.
But I'm not like I don't like spicy enough to where I feel like it's gonna ruin my experience. Like there's times I've been to a Thai restaurant.
Oh,
You know, you get the curry.
Spicy?
You get the curry and it's like what number do you want? It's like 3. You know, like 3 is like good. It's not even that spicy to a lot of people, but 3 is a good heat for me. But I went to this one in Seattle and I got the 3. And it was like
A 5.
18. It seemed like, dude, to me. But like and I tried putting it down, but it was just like when I mean
It's
putting
like
it
a
down,
carb.
like trying to eat. I tried to eat it, but it was just like so spicy. I just couldn't enjoy it. I was like struggling to eat it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened to this like Thai food? Like what happened to the 3?
Because you ruin it at a point when it gets too much. Like you want a nice compliment. And that's
my tongue was on fire, and I was just like, I was with a group of people, had to bow out of the conversation because like.
See, dude,
It was like-
okay, so
like,
the
I've never
analogy
experienced
that I
this.
can think of is like I knew this guy who didn't really care about the music at all, but he wanted you to play like the song with the heaviest bass in his car because he just had like super bass. And it was just like you get in there and you just slap the shit and it was just like you couldn't even hear the
Windows
lyrics.
rattling.
Yeah, you couldn't even hear the lyrics. It was just like and he just loved it, and it was just like everything was
Hair
ruined.
just like
It's like too
Fly
much.
it up.
Yeah, dude, it was just too much. And that's like with the spice. It's like, oh my god, I'm gonna eat something so hot. Like if it's like a kind of a challenge or something, that's cool. But like
If it's a
I'm
challenge,
just,
yeah, I'd
if I'm
do it,
just trying to eat food,
yeah.
like and enjoy it,
Mhm.
like I don't need to try to be a badass. Like I just need it like moderately seasoned to be like. I like my shit to have flavor, man. I
Right.
like it to have like Tapatio is not hot sauce.
Like spiciness is a flavor, like
That's exactly
part
right.
of a flavor, You're right. Tapatio isn't hot. Sriracha isn't hot.
I like to take Tapatio.
To some other
put it
people,
on my
it's
eggs, bro.
To some other people, it's super hot. Some people don't do spicy at all.
At
If
all.
They add siracha. It's like
They just add milk to everything. They're just like, put a little milk on it. I don't like spice.
a little bit of milk.
little bit of milk.
Yeah, I mean, but I would be down for like a challenge. Like the spiciest buffalo wing type
Would
of
you-
thing,
have you ever just,
or
like,
like the
eaten-
Pacquiao chip.
Have you
whatever
ever
they
just
call
like
it.
eaten a habanero or anything like that?
No.
Just taking a bite out of
A habanero? No. That seems... There's no
intense.
challenge to it. Nothing tied to
intense.
it. You know, it's just like I've done jalapenos, like raw jalapenos or like cooked jalapenos, like that. They just like
I love
like just grill it on, like they just grill it. You know, grill
those
jalapeno.
are pretty hot.
And they still say pretty hot. Yeah, like my thing is jalapenos. Like I make a jalapeno popper. That's
Really?
like,
You make a mean
dude.
jalapeno
You may have tasted it at a Super Bowl party at Cody's.
I probably did. I probably did.
That's like one of my signature dishes when I am invited to like a party of some sort.
To where
sometimes.
you bring food, dude.
Yeah, it's like bring a snack or a side. You know, we'll be barbecuing.
And you got your dish, your potluck dish.
Yeah, it's like it's easy enough. You know, and
I think I have had those. They like little boats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Cheese,
Those were fucking bomb.
A little bit of bacon, a little bit of cheese.
Yeah, dude.
Then you like broil the cheese on top, so it's like crispy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they're fire.
They're
fire.
Where did you learn how to make those?
Well, it's the second way that I make it. I mean, I make it another way, but one of my buddies, Marshall, my friend Marshall,
He's just like, yeah, I make.
He
these
made it one
jalapeno
time
poppers.
like that, and I just saw him. You know, it's like okay. So what I was like, what is that? Cream cheese,
God,
bacon bits.
dude.
He used real bacon. I just use the bacon bits. I'm a little bit not the like crispy bacon bits, but the ones that are like still
chewy.
in a bag, a little bit chewy.
Yeah.
I shortcut it, but he would go with the actual bacon, and
Dude, we're gonna
I still
have
think mine are better.
We're gonna have Super Bowl party. We're gonna be able to still do all those things. The Super Bowl is gonna happen. The Seahawks are probably gonna go. I don't know, like what other team would like even be able to keep up, but like maybe
Kansas City is probably not gonna lose this year.
So probably Kansas City and the Seahawks. That seems about right. So I'm making my prediction right now. Kansas City and the Seahawks. Seahawks obviously flying high through the Super Bowl, no problem.
I can see a rematch of the Seahawks Steelers.
Oh wow!
Gotta go with my Steelers.
I don't know, man. I just maybe the Steelers.
They got an awesome defense this year.
Do they?
Yeah, top 5, at least.
I'm just excited for just like any type of get-togethers we get at this point, dude.
Yeah, like
we
got together
stay
during
safe.
the 49ers
And we
and
stay
Chiefs,
safe.
so
We smoke separately today.
we have
Yeah, we're keeping it.
keeping it chill.
We're keeping it safe and chill. And,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying? Like, we're responsible, okay? But I think that for our mental health, we gotta have fun. You know what I'm saying? We
dude.
gotta get together, man. We
Yeah.
gotta hang out. We just gotta be safe. That's
Mhm.
all.
And there's nothing wrong with having small get-togethers around your friends and stuff. You know, obviously, if you're feeling symptoms, don't be around those people. Don't go outside and expose people.
That's the
But-
big part, right? It is like even when somebody had the flu or even just had a cold, right? It would just be not a big deal. So people would just like not really tell you. They're like, they'd just be hitting the blunt or the joint.
Right.
And then they'd be like, oh yeah, I've been getting over something.
Yeah,
They're like,
and-
dude, what the fuck? You're
but-
sick the next day. Like, what the fuck, dude? Why didn't you tell me?
I mean, there are some people, you know, like I have smoked with some people like, oh man, I have a pretty bad cold, you know, like, and they're like, they'll just like hit their own pipe. Or
Yeah,
something.
okay. It's like, yeah, as long as you're being, like, you got to be responsible for yourself. And if you got some shit, you just got to be like, hey, guys, I'm not feeling too hot. Then it's like, all right, cool, man. Like,
But yeah, like
out.
now I don't say like, yo, if you got a cold or something, don't
go
go
home.
out. Yeah, stay home.
Stay home.
Stay healthy, or try to be healthy. Drink fluids.
Drink
know,
fluids.
Mask
Light's
up. Definitely mask up. You know, I'm not one of those guys who's gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna wear a mask, but I'm okay going to a certain place and no one's wearing masks. And I'm like,
telling you
yo,
right now,
I'm not wearing masks.
Because if people aren't wearing a mask and I'm not wearing a mask, then all I'm thinking is like, all right, I just got to stay the fuck away from these people. That's it. It's just I got to stay farther away, right? Because I'm telling you, I was helping a customer at my job, and this was like when it all first started and shit, and I was wearing a mask, and all of a sudden, like the customer, and this was before customers had to wear masks, right? And I had a customer inside, and it was talking to me, and it just like, they said something, and just like a piece of spit just like landed right on my cheek, and I was just like, all right, I understand now. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
wearing that right now.
You know, and it's part of the reason why, you know, I'm not with the retail industry anymore as far as cannabis world, because I just wanted to I was up close and personal with
You're up close and personal with a lot of people.
With a lot of people.
Now you're laying them tiles, bro. Staying away.
And now I'm working with the guy who's in the band.
And you're like,
yeah.
So
it's like,
that, we got to really pay attention to these, like when shit comes together like this, when you meet somebody and then the new opportunities and doors are opening, and it's just like this is the type of shit to get excited about in life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for you, man. I'm excited for the band and like everything that you guys are doing, and I'm hoping that like once this is bring us a little rain, bring us a little fall, bring fall, man.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing ash on my car in the morning.
Whoa, you're getting ash on your car?
Yeah, I got a black car, so like I'm seeing like white flakes all on it.
Wow.
And
dude, I go
need
to
some rain.
My roommate has pumpkin spice. He has like pumpkin spice, like wall scents, like just playing all throughout the basement. So it's just like, or like running. So it's like when I come in, it just smells like like fucking like October. Fall. Yeah, in my fucking house, dude. And I see a lot of people are just like this smoke has really kind of brought like an abrupt end to summer. People are just like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, and really it's blocked out the sun. It was supposed to be warmer, but
I love September usually, man.
But yeah, we're getting into some cool seasons. I'm definitely a summer guy. I like summer.
I love summer.
Coming from Cali, and I came from a hot part in Cali, and so like, I really like the hot days here, but I don't mind the fall times. It's just when it's like 14 degrees outside. I'm like,
tough, dude. You got to shovel fucking foot of snow off your car.
It's like, why didn't I get a place with a garage?
Well, dude, talk about what events you guys have coming up, because you do have something coming up, right? That people can tune into.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing a live feed show. It's gonna be a gazebo show. It's gonna be in Coeur d'Alene, but we're gonna be just live streaming a set with our buddy Nick James. He's gonna do a little stand up.
Oh, really?
He's the host of the gazebo show. As far as he was like, yo, you guys should come out and play.
So is there other bands too?
No.
So it's just some comedy, and then you guys are doing a set?
Comedy and us. So
I fucking love it.
Yeah, so he'll more than likely he'll do quite a bit of his stand up in between some stuff, and we're gonna be putting it together a pretty cool live set, and we'll be streaming it most likely through my personal page, my Joey Fray personal page, but I'll figure out a way to get it more shareable. As far as we don't have a Slippy Facebook page, and I think Facebook does a better job with live stuff than I would say than Instagram, but it may be on both. And so I'm pretty sure we will do it on our Slippy Sounds Instagram page. So if you haven't followed us yet, that would be greatly appreciated. We do have a link on there of some other live shows that we've done in the bio, but we'll definitely try to do it on the Instagram. But as far as like where we'll be on Facebook, more likely on Joey Fray page, and I'll make it shareable to where hopefully you guys can find it,
because they have apps too that you can use. There's one called StreamYard, I think, and it's like you can go live on like all the things at one time, type of a thing. So maybe we'll look into something, help you out or something. I don't know, because it'd be cool if you could go on like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
right,
and just really get it going, man. I'm excited for you guys, dude. A little gazebo.
I forgot to mention the actual date.
What is it?
It's going to be on October 3rd, so it's a ways away, not too far, but October 3rd is the gazebo show. 7-8 p.m. I would say we'll be on. We're still working out the details for it, but it's definitely that day.
Okay.
And so as far as live streaming, you follow the Sleepy page, then we'll keep you guys updated on everything. And yeah,
dude,
should be fun.
It. And where can they follow you and find your music, man? Because like you and me got a song together, man. Like where you just put me on one of your songs, bro. Sticky Stuff.
Yeah,
that shit came on the rotation when I was on my run the other day.
Oh, nice.
And I was just like, oh shit. Or no, I wasn't running. I was skateboarding. That's right, I was skateboarding. And man, I was just like kind of reminiscing back, man. Where can people find like your old stuff? Do
Um,
you have a SoundCloud?
I'm
or-
on SoundCloud. I'm not SoundCloud. I'm on Spotify and iTunes. J Fray. It's J space no period, just J space Fray, Fray. And the song that Zach and I do is called Sticky Stuff. And I have another song that I did before that out there. It's called Honey Baby. It's featuring Hannah Rivera. So only got the 2 songs out right now.
Mhm.
So, but they're fire. Also on YouTube, you can find Honey Baby.
Mhm. Oh, the video.
The video. There's a video for Honey Baby. It was recorded in a couple of Spokane cannabis facilities. One being Bodie High, the other being Legendary Labs. And so it's quite eccentric, fun video. That's on. And you just type in J Fray, Honey Baby, and it'll appear, and it'll be that in the search engine.
Well, dude, thanks for
But
letting me come over to your studio.
Yeah.
Get you really fucking high.
I was thinking I can close out with a song.
Oh, would
You
you?
down for something like that?
Please.
All
Yes.
right. So, yeah, this is one of Slippy's songs. It's called "Sing for You." Feel that sometimes you ain't right for me, but girl, you're so fine. Can't help but to keep you between my sheets. Every time you wanna leave, I'm to my knees. Can't let you go, no. Baby, let me sing for you. Cause maybe I've been a fool. Baby, let me sing for you. Cause I'll do anything you tell me to. Been through the bullshit, been through the best times. I'll take another bullet just so I can be with you one more time. Even if it kills me, I won't even mind. Pull that trigger slow. Baby, let me sing for you. Maybe I've been a fool. Baby, let me sing for you. Cause I'll do anything you tell me to. But keep you laughing, can't you imagine what this world will feel like? We'll never agree, only on you and me. But tonight is our night, cause I'm gonna give it to you. I hope tomorrow you ain't got shit to tell. Singing, oh. Baby, let me sing for you. Cause maybe I've been before. Baby, let me sing for you. Cause I'll do anything you tell me to. Cause I'll do anything you tell me to. Cause I'll do anything you tell me to.
Yo.
Happy to be here.
My God, man. Thank you.
My man.
I appreciate you. Maybe I'll talk into the mic. All right, guys. J Fray, the lead singer of Slippy, and also has some solo music on Spotify. Go check him out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Love you. Until next time. Peace.
Yo, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, I usually like to record our sex. And even when I was as a solo, I like to record my sex. That's how I try to evolve.
That's the thing. If it's hard,
Oh, yeah.
not everybody's like as good at it as other people. Like, do it. I think we all need to get better.
Yes.
Like, when I come, it just smells like
A little bit of milk.
fucking little bit of milk in my fucking house, dude.
Follow your dreams.